Hello and welcome to another episode of Raine B Plays. I decided to rebuild Newcrest, make my own world, and I first created these two. The Teagues, he's a uncle, not a father, and I noticed his mouth needed some fixing even before I went into the game. It was just something about his mouth. I was like, this isn't right. He was someone that just popped up in casts, but I tweaked him. He had that yellow, jaundice-looking skin, and I think his hair was red, carrot top red. So I messed with him a little bit. I think I made him too tall, too. Looks like he's got boobs. He's a funny guy. Matthew Teague and his nephew, Russell. And I got a little story behind it. Not that it matters or anything, but I'm assuming he didn't recently graduate, but he's a college graduate. He inherited his childhood home, which is why it looks old. I went with the Victorian theme. This is Fern something. One of the bigger lots in the upper left-hand corner of Newcrest. He inherited this house. He started working on it little by little. So he took care of what he really wanted. An office and his bedroom. Everything else, he kind of slacked off on. And then his brother lost his wife and went a little cuckoo. So he dropped Russell off with Matthew and just took off. So Matthew's taking care of him, and he does hear from his brother now and then. So it's not a tragic story. And Russell is an independent, very smart, and outgoing. He's I don't know what they call it for the child, but he's active. Now this here, real quick, I just want to explain. Doing those circular roofs panicked me. So I made sure this time I went inside the house and I double checked to make sure nothing was sticking through. And even on the tour, nothing is sticking through, so I think I did it right. I don't quite remember how I did it, but something worked. I think with circular roofs, you just have to make them overhang in order for that to work. But not necessarily, because I remember that apartment. That is one of my top viewed videos too, and I hated it. So anyway, I made this little Victorian here. This is the house he grew up in. Matthew is a little bit of a geek, but he's also self-assured and active. So I think the two uncle and nephew should get along okay. But when I build worlds, and I know I've done this before, I will apologize if anybody thinks, my goodness, how many times are you going to do this? I did it because I didn't have anything else to do. And I didn't have that many packs either. That was a long time ago. Now I have all the packs, even two of the kits. The only kit I didn't get was the Dust Bunny one because, like I said, I'm waiting until they fix the glitches. And also, I'm sorry, aside from that old bag vacuum, I thought that was so cool looking. I remember we had one of those when I was a really little girl. Had the bag on the back. Actually, everybody owned one, but I'm just not interested in it. It seems kind of cool because the other videos that I've watched who have tried that kit, you can make money real quick. Oh, and speaking of money, doggone it, I forgot to do the math, and I can't do it in my head because I'm really stupid. But I started this house out at 250,000 simoleons, and I ended up with 138 something. So that's how much money I spent on this house. I have no idea how much it's worth. I guess you would add $5,000 to that because that's how much the lot was worth, and it was an empty lot, so another not cheap house. I'm sorry. The fencing, yeah. Well, here's the thing. it goes with the Victorian theme. I don't like, you see the after tour, I don't like the gargoyle head or vampire head on the top of the gate. And I'm not into gingerbread, so I went minimal on the posts. But I did give it a little bit of flair up top, as you can tell. I gave them those old-fashioned spire things, whatever they're called. I don't know. But I like the way it turned out. Not unhappy with it. It has 3 bedrooms. Could possibly have 4. That open area, the second floor here, off the landing of the stairs, you could maybe make another bedroom there for 4. But you'd have to figure out some way in both sides of the house to make a Jack and Jill bathroom for both sides. I couldn't do it. I know other YouTubers cram things together. They'll put the toilet right on top of the door. They'll put the shower inside or directly next to the tub. I can't bring myself to do that. I will scooch things, but I will not butt them up against anything that will give my sim a hard time. And that just comes from a couple years of playing the game and being frustrated by that. So I think there's probably a way that you could Jack and Jill those bathrooms on the second floor. So this is the parlor. Again, I went with neutral colors. I didn't want to get too gaudy. And I guess it is a little themey. But I did use items I have never used before. I'm starting to do that. I also did try desperately to pay attention to cost, but it ended up just being what I liked again. And apparently I have expensive simoleon taste. Can't help it. Now this door here, I know it doesn't really fit. But compared to the door I wanted to use, which was the very last door in Cass, which was the most expensive one, that shoji screen looking door was only 50 simoleons. So I kept it. Again, trying to keep costs down and not succeeding, but there you have it. So it's a narrow first floor with generous sized rooms on either side. We just went through, I would call it a living area. It's where he and the boy can watch TV or read. So this is the kitchen dining. I don't think it's that bad. Now I have used this wallpaper and curtains before, but if I'm not mistaken, that table is the gift they gave us for their 21st anniversary, but I could be wrong. I can't seem to find it because I'm not recognizing the symbol for it, but I do know that I have the thank you gift. I liked the kitchen more than the dining room, so apparently we already went through. I gave him a little office in the back. I'm going to assume it used to be a laundry room, and it could revert back to a laundry room because there's plenty of room upstairs for an office. You could also turn that front living room into an office as well. I just didn't want to do that. So there is the parlor and then the more private, informal space. Then the kitchen and the dining room, and then this room back here was probably, in the old days, a pantry. Could be a laundry room. I turned it into his. Well, he turned it into his private office. So yeah, this space here, you'd probably have to adjust the windows, but I'm pretty sure you could fit another bedroom right here. This is just a big space. But I like the result. I actually used curtains. So see, this is his room, Matthew's, and he updated things. He got rid of the dated wallpaper and painted, brought in his own furnishings. See, now the bathroom here. The door is in a way that you couldn't quite do it on the other side because the toilet and the sink are there, but I'm sure you could figure out something. I don't know. I didn't go overboard with decorating. Well, I hope I didn't. You know, I keep saying that, and then somebody is bound to go, really? Looks like you went overboard to me. I don't think I did, because this is not what I normally... If it was my house and I was going to play, There's no way I would leave any amount of space untouched. I would have everything in the house. And then this is a little boy's room. I didn't give him the other huge bedroom. I suppose there could be a story behind that, but I didn't want him to have that big fancy room. He's just too young for it. So I gave him this little off room across from Matthew's. And then this is the other bigger one in the front of the house. Again, I turned it into a bit of a gym and a catch-all, like his older clothes and his suitcases. I put that closet in there, but again, maybe it could be another bathroom. I don't know. Loved that wallpaper. That, I believe, is from the Seance pack. Can't quite remember what it's called. And that, I think, is about it for the house. By the way, the stairway is the exact same thing as the railing, but they're two different colors. I don't know why, but the swatch is the exact same. And then I also noticed as I was doing the after tour, but around the house, that the stair looked like it was peeking right through the wall. But it didn't do that in play, so I don't know what happened there. I do hope you enjoyed this. I really appreciate the fact that you watched. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.